So we'll just make our way down. Okay, my first time I've done that since I've been up. Okay, yay. Legs could be straight or bent, feet wide, knees in, or however feels right for you. And just let yourself take those full breaths in and full breaths out, just maybe 3 times, a little bit exaggerated, just so you can kind of come into the now and really notice your breathing and how you're feeling and where you're at. And then you're welcome to put one hand on your abdomen and one on your chest, right on your heart or near it, wherever it reaches. And begin to let your breathing just do its thing. Noticing the waves of the breath. Feeling that nourishment as you inhale and that release as you exhale. And with the exhale, really drop down. Just let your muscles, your body drop into the mat, beginning from the head all the way down to the feet. And then start to imagine maybe something light and lovely, a light, lovely feeling as you start to settle. Maybe the glistening of the snow, or the beauty of being alive. Family. And maybe even one thing that you say about yourself, about your life, in a really positive, in a way that feels real and is real to you and is positive. I'm savoring in that. And this is from Sanaya Roman, Personal Power Through Awareness. I just opened up to this today. It says, do you speak of prosperity, joy, and abundance? Or do you speak of pain, problems, and woes? People form images of you as you speak to them. You may think that if you told everyone how abundant your life is when it isn't, you'd be lying. Yet I will say, if you tell everyone how abundant your life is, very shortly you will be telling the truth. Watch your words and your energy as you move through the day. The instant you notice that your energy is dropping in any way, that doubts are creeping into your mind, that you are feeling bad about who you are, stop, take a deep breath, and look inward for a higher image. You broadcast images from moment to moment, and people pick up on them and respond to them. Be aware of the images you create about yourself when you speak to others. So I really like that one today because sometimes, as you know, I have the worry about a loved one, and it doesn't do well to do that, right? So just starting to imagine different words, different thoughts. And I loved her verse of the abundance, and soon it will be true, right? So just enjoying those little visions, those feelings within you, whatever that is. And whatever that becomes and you create today, I invite you and myself to be aware and to just enjoy this little process, perhaps this fun game of our reality, of creating it and living moment to moment in a new way, perhaps. And so here we are, and if your legs are long, which they are, lovely, let's just point the toes. Really reach through those toes, maybe even spread them. Feel your calves turn on, the back of your legs, and then exhale. Let's do the opposite. Let's spread the toes and bring them back toward your nose and that direction toward your head. Really, 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 really just engaging, lengthening, and reaching those toes in the flexed position. And then one more time, we'll point and exhaling back in the other direction. And then as you're ready to release, just let your feet be normal. Let's point the toes, and at the same time, after we get the nice point on, let's just bring those toes back. So floint, the flex and point combination. And I tend to like that, but forget about it sometimes and just go to the flex. So maybe that floint is what you might be doing today in some of the poses. Perhaps if we do three-legged dog, you can feel both sides of the legs turn on. Release it down. That was a workout already. And then extend the arms up over the head. And then draw the navel in. Let the shoulders soften down and then toward the mat. Can the arms go a little straighter for a moment? Can the legs be long in your point or your floint or your flex? Just take another round of breath here. You're breathing your pace. Soften the neck. And then when you're ready, exhale like cactus arms and let them keep coming down and around as you gently draw one knee in and then the other to join it into your first hug of your practice today. Give yourself that loving greeting, that hug on your mat. Enjoy the support of the floor. Maybe side to side, forward, backward, circles. Hands to the knees. A little massage. Thinking about some nice feelings, letting them evolve. And then when you're ready, we're just going to extend the left leg. And then again, once again, ground it. Draw your right hip crease down so that your hips are more level versus the right hip being up, lifted up. Yeah, take a breath right here. Let your shoulders soften down. And then as you're ready, you're gonna inhale that right leg up to the sky. You can hold your hand behind your leg or somewhere, wherever it reaches. Or if you have your strap, that's fine too. We're gonna spread those toes and push the big toe mound up while we draw that baby toe down. Notice the hips grounding. They want to stay down, so it's like that opposition again. There's two different directions. Just breathing and opening up to whatever degree, well, the leg's ready to open up right now. Maybe a softness around the knee. And then as you're ready, just exhale, bring that left leg down and take a breath before you bring that, or the right leg, bring your opposite, your left leg up now. Little hug, extending the left leg up to the sky, leveling off the hips, grounding that leg on the floor. Let your shoulders soften, your mind, your eyes, perhaps even. And as your big toe mound reaches up, think about your pinky toe reaching down. Your toes are spread, your standing leg is strong. It's like imagining we were doing this standing. You got it. So that means we gotta engage the abdomen. And then as you're ready, you're gonna exhale, bend the knee, step it down. Whew. And then one more time, we're gonna slide that the bottom of the right foot down to the ground and slide the heel back toward your buttocks. And then just level the hips again. And we'll take that
left leg, raise it and cross the left ankle above the right knee. And then same thing, think about grounding whatever's touching the earth. Really feeling that connection in a nice way, not overdoing it. And then flexing the feet. And we're going to draw, pull like the toes back, spread them. Press the big toe mound forward and the pinky toe back again. Yeah, as you begin to draw that left leg open down toward the bottom of your mat. And you could stay here and move a little bit side to side or stay in stillness. Or feel free to begin to lift the right foot, allowing the right shin to be parallel to the sky. Again, maybe your strap, maybe the arms holding behind the leg. So keeping that action of the toes, the action of opening that left hip area, glute, outside of it. And then notice if it feels right, if it feels like you need that little extra drawing that right thigh toward the chest, or you feel that opening right where it is as you just breathe and allow. And then let's just step that right foot down. Bring the arms out to the side, and we'll lift the hips up and over to the left a little bit. Up and down to the left. And then let your body start to twist. So your sole of your left foot is going to come to the ground on the right side. And then depending on where you're at, if your sole doesn't touch, maybe the top of your just the mound under the big toe, the upper foot touches, or maybe you have a block or something you put it on. And kind of settle in, settle the shoulders in. If your sole's on to something grounding, I like to hold my right hand holding my ankle there, and just kind of pushing down with the sole of that foot. And noticing that little extra opening along the left hip, waist. Feels so good. As you're ready, just gently unraveling yourself, coming back to center, both feet down for a moment. Just noticing already and maybe a little difference on each side. And when you're ready again, we'll just take that beautiful breath in. Exhale as you cross that right ankle over the top of the left knee. And come back to the flex, draw that pinky toe back and the big toe mound pushing forward. Can you open up that knee a little bit maybe? Just really pushing open, using your muscles to push a little more opening so that leg toward the left foot. And then again, you stay here if this is enough, keeping active through the toes. Or maybe you lift the left leg, left shin parallel to the ceiling. Keeping that action, keeping that energy engaged. If you notice your shoulders starting to curl up, maybe they have to touch your leg, but just can you let it be a little more easeful? And if that left foot is off, let it be active as well. Same motion, same energetic action. And again, stillness. Maybe the thigh draws closer to the chest. Just know where your edge is. Just find it and breathe with it. And feel the sensations of the opening. And then once again, we'll step that left foot down. You can bring your arms out to the sides. Maybe lift the hips and bring them over to the right. And when you're ready, you're gonna exhale, just twisting over. The right foot, sole of the foot comes down. The left hand might grab that ankle or that leg. And then I like to push down on that bottom of that foot. Feel the energy. Feel the opening on the right side. Just breathing into it, letting your head fall where it falls. And then as you're ready, you can stay another few breaths, or you can start to unravel and coming back to center at your time, your pace, your way. Nice and gentle with some love. And then let's just take the knees into the chest one more time. Give yourself a hug. Any little movements here before we start to, well, one more. We'll do one more thing actually. And then knees still in toward chest. Come to stillness. Hands to the knees, or below the knees. And we'll start to open the legs nice and wide. And I feel like you're, let's see, how did I explain it? Like your knees are pressing against your hands away from you. At the same time, you're drawing your knees toward your chest. So you're drawing your knees in toward your chest, but yet you're pressing your knees into your hands, right? So this lower back, everything's just nice and connected to the earth, but this action's going on in the lower body. And we're breathing and maybe smiling it out. And then perhaps we open the legs just a tiny bit more. It might not even feel like it moved at all. That's okay. And then go back for that action of pushing the knees into the hands resisting, breathing, just feeling everything open up just a tiny bit more. So a little more active in this pose than usual. And then when you're ready, soften. Woo! Bring the knees together for a little kiss, a little hug. And then we'll rock and roll. So hands can come behind the knees. And you can just come, the navel draws in, inhaling and exhaling as you kind of rock and roll. And maybe you come all the way up to seated, and maybe you don't. That's okay. If you're up at seated, stay there for a moment. If not, we'll start to mellow out and just come back down. You got it, Mary. You look like you're headed right there. Woo! Yeah. And one more time, maybe navel draws in. We come up to seated. You can use your hands for a little help if need be. Woo! You got this. All right. And we'll come up and we'll cross those legs. And I'm just going to face you. And so usually I remind us to switch legs. So if I forget that, please do it. But I don't think I forget, especially now that I said it out loud. And so we'll just get nice and tall. And just give our pelvis like a little bit more room. We're just going to take like the hands to the right thigh, and let's just sort of like gently roll that right thigh in. You can lift the right butt, and then take your hand to your right butt and sort of draw it back and sit it down. And we'll do the same thing with the left side. So hands to the left thigh, sort of just gently rolling that left thigh in as you lift your left sitting bone, and then start to slide your left hand back, sort of draw your buttocks back and open up. You feel a little more open, that pelvic floor, a little more grounded, and then we can get nice and tall. Ooh. Let's breathe fully in, lift the heart too, and fully out, still nice and tall even though we let it go. And then we'll walk that right hand out to the right side, maybe just the fingertips touch. And we'll take that left arm and bring it up. And then let's just like let the left arm fall open a little bit more, a little further away from the head as we straighten that left arm today. Yeah, nice.
And then we'll have it nice and straight, arm into the socket. Then we'll reach up and over with a nice straight arm, grounding your left sitting bone as well. And you can walk the right hands out to give you a little bit more opening. The right shoulder may want to turn in, just let it open up. Yep. And then for me, it's like my neck is always the thing. So wherever your neck feels good, it might be looking up. It might be looking partially. And just breathing, feeling the hip come down and the nice opening all the way up through the underarm and beyond. And then take that left hand, we're going to bend the left elbow, bring the left hand behind the head, let the head push into it, and then let's open the heart here. Like open the heart, turning it up to the sky. Yeah. And then finding a way to make that your own without like feeling yucky about it. So maybe softening into that opening. And then once again, turning back to the side, left arm reaches up and all the way back down to the left side. Woo. And we'll do the same thing on the right side. So walk your left hands out to the side, on the ground, kind of like by the hip, but out. And then let that left shoulder come down the back. It likes to kind of fold forward here. And the right arm will reach out. We won't go all the way up right away. We'll just go up partially, flip the palm. And then straighten the arm. You got it. And then as you're ready, we'll reach up. And maybe over a little bit as you walk your left hands out. Just enough so that your right sitting bone doesn't lift. Still can ground. Soften the shoulder, down the back. And then as you're ready, bend the right elbow, back of the hand to the back of the head. And start to open the heart up toward the sky. And as you exhale, coming back around, kind of evening it out, right hand up and back around. Whew. Let's take both arms up, inhaling. And as you exhale, interlace the fingers, maybe flip the palms, reaching up to the sky. Yeah. You can look up, it gives us energy when we do that. One more, maybe reaching a little bit taller, navel drawing in. And then as you exhale on, interlace the fingers, undo those, and then reach up through the fingertips, soften the shoulder blades down the spine, navel draws in, and then we're just going to start to hinge forward, reaching with the arms. So reaching through the fingertips and coming to wherever it is we come. Whew. And I feel my abs turn on right here. And then once you find that place, you can start to soften, hinge at the hips. Maybe the arms come in because it's too much for the back. Maybe they stay long as you fold over. You decide. We'll do it again so you can kind of feel it out. One more time, we're going to walk the hands back, chin to chest, roll on up. Inhale the arms back up to the sky. Lift the heart, navel draws in. And on your exhale, arms can stay straight or they can start to soften as you hinge forward, folding forward. Eventually the head and the neck will relax. It's like your heart's still reaching forward. Whatever your hands are doing, kind of grounding you. It's like they're pushing down as you pull the heart forward. Lengthening the waist out from the hips, right? Breathing. And then as you exhale, you can bring chin to chest, kind of roll back up slowly and gently. Let's cross the legs the other way. I did almost forget. And let's do it one more time. Same thing. We'll inhale the arms out and up. And soften the shoulders away from the neck. Reach tall and straight. My arms like to get sloppy. And as you ground your sitting bones, we're just going to reach forward. Again, you can maybe bend the hands, arms if you need to. You'll decide whether, this side is harder for me, so my hands are coming down. Woo. And we're just folding forward. It's like you're reaching your heart forward and whatever's connected to the earth hand-wise, whether it's the knife edge of the hands or the palms, yeah, that's like pushing down. Let the chin fall to the chest.
As you exhale, we're going to walk the hands back and roll the spine back up straight.
Inhale nice and tall. And as you exhale, we'll take a gentle twist to the left. So left hand coming maybe behind the left hip or thereabouts, and the right hand crossing over. Today I'm going to be really gentle because sometimes I pull myself out of whack on the left side. So go as far as your body's ready for it, especially knowing we haven't warmed up. Maybe you're just gentle and not so deep with it. Can you draw the shoulder blades back onto the spine? Drawing the abdomen in, letting the waist twist as you breathe. And the head only goes as far as it goes, right? We don't crank it, and it never feels good. Some days it turns more than others. And then when you're ready to inhale, get tall, keeping the navel drawn in, come back to center with the exhale. Whew. And we'll go to the right side before we move on to the next, away from our seated position. So inhaling tall first, grounding your sitting bones. Exhaling, right hand behind, left hand crosses over. And so with each inhale, we rise, we fill up. And with each exhale, maybe you open up a smidge more, or maybe not. You just breathe into where you landed. So drawing the navel in, grounding the hips. Be noticing something that feels nice and good and right versus what the opposite of that. And then inhale nice and tall. Exhale, come around. Woo, one more forward fold, any way that works for you.
And when you're ready, you'll walk your hands back, exhaling, rounding chin to chest, and just
coming up eventually to a nice straight spine. And then here we go. We're going to go right onto hands and knees to tabletop. Spread the fingers. Push down with the knuckles, with the pads of the fingers. Notice the length that you have right here and now, from the underarms down, the sides of the body. Maybe let the shoulders drop and then find your straight arms. Draw the navel in. That always makes a huge difference for me. And the crown of the head reaches forward. The tailbone pushes down, reaches back. And then as you're ready, we're just going to come into some circles. So maybe you want to walk your hands a little forward. Maybe they're good here. Just hips to the left, to the back, to the right, and around forward. Just go 3 times on each direction. I'm going to walk my feet back a little bit. And just kind of get a bigger stretch. And when you're ready to reverse the direction, go for it. Taking your time, maybe you only get 1 circle in, that's fine. You decide how fast or how slowly your body wants to move. Maybe it likes to pause in some spots today. When you do feel complete, we're going to come back to that tabletop with the wrists beneath the shoulders. You got it? Okay, it's good to see you, finally. Okay, and then once again, ground those hands, strengthen that table. Inhale, let the heart, maybe we even like dip a little, bending the elbows, dipping the heart through and up, tailbone up. And then exhale, kind of bending the elbows, dipping through before we lift into the cat, pushing this hands down. And like baby that dip through, so it's like a little flow here into cow and back to cat. And some days that is just like the best. So your elbows bend. You got it. Yep. So as you come to cat, you're going to bend the elbows, the hips back, and then tuck the tailbone. Drop the head. And then your cow. And then your cat. And then when you feel complete with this, if you have any questions, let me know. And then here we are. Woo! Draw the navel back in. We're going to tuck the toes. push the mat away. So nice straight arms. And then gently start to lift the hips, keeping the hip points reaching toward the sky, like a big upside down V, coming up into down dog. Take a breath here. And then as we exhale, we're going to come back and lower the knees, but we're going to kind of bring the heart forward so that the knees come down maybe more at an angle. You can even bring your hands forward. And then pushing down, reach the heart forward, draw the navel in, and start to bend the elbows just a smidge, like a little push up. And then up we go, straight arms. Sit the hips back to child's pose. So we're going to do that several times till we get kind of that rhythm going. And we find our pace and our breathing. So once again, coming back through tabletop, tucking the toes. As you're ready to exhale, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Big inhale. As you exhale, coming to let the knees come down. You don't have to, you can stay in a full-on plank, but I'm letting my knees come down. Reach the heart forward, hug the arms close as you just dip a little bit down, heart reaching, and then push up again. And then sit the hips back, child's pose. So I'm going to watch so I can guide better. So let it go in your child's pose. We're going to do it again. So we're going to come back to tabletop. Tuck your toes. Draw your navel in. Push up to down dog. Reach the hips up. Once you're there, take a full inhale in your down dog. You got it. I see ya. And then as you exhale, it's like you're gliding through plank, but you're letting your knees come down. Yep. Draw your heart forward. You'll notice that your elbows start to reach back, right? And then navel draws in, almost like somebody put a big beach ball at your belly. Whew. And then just bending the elbows to whatever degree. It might be a smidge, like a smidgen of a push-up. It might be 90 degrees push-up, right? We're not going to go all the way down, though. Oops, sorry, Mary. So we're not letting the belly come down this time. So you're just here. You're just doing a push-up on your knees, like a plank on your knees. So this is your plank, and then little bend of the elbows, so the elbows reach back. So we can just play with this for a moment. How's it going? I can kind of see your elbows, but they're a little cut off. So if your navel draws in, almost like you were in a cat pose, heart reaches forward, and a little bend. And that's it. And you should feel it right in your triceps. And then you can sit, I forgot where I was. Yeah, sit your hips back, child's pose. Let it go. We're going to just do one more. And it's okay because, it's kind of funky. I haven't really done this with us, so. And then here we go. We're going to come back up through tabletop, tuck the toes. As you're ready, exhale the hips up, downward facing dog. Take a lovely breath here. Draw your navel in, reach your thighs back. And then as you're ready, you're going to exhale, glide into plank. Reach your heart forward and lower the knees. So my knees are a little bit at an angle. So I'm not like totally square because I came into a really long plank. Let my knees come down. Yeah, and then draw your belly like you're going into a cat pose in the midsection. And then reach your heart forward and a slight bend in the elbows. Again, it might be the smallest bend as you come into like a push up, push down, down and up. Yep, and then back to child's pose. Woo! Maybe, hopefully you'll feel your triceps, a little bit of those muscles later today or tomorrow. You can roll your head yes and no in your child's pose. Just let it go. Maybe let the arms go. And then when you're ready, we're going to breathe back up to the tabletop. Whew. And let's just turn the wrist upside down for a second. Left wrist. And then back to normal. And then we'll flip the right wrist just for a minute. And then back to normal. Whew. And then let's turn the fingers back toward the body. We're just going to, yeah, you got it. Just a little bit of a relief, and then back, maybe shake them out. Okay, but we're not done with our wrists yet, sorry. So here we go, we got the last one on hands and knees here. So we're gonna extend the right leg, take a breath in, draw your navel in, and then maybe level up the hips if need be. One more inhale. With the exhale, draw the right knee in toward the chest. And then extend the leg in the air, flex your toes. So we're not gonna lift the arm this time. And then one more time, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale the leg back. You got it, one more time. Exhale, knee to chest. Crunch your center, and then exhale or inhale wherever you're at back. Hold it nice and long, woo, and then lower it down. Left leg extends, take a nice breath in. Lift the leg. As you're ready, exhale, left knee into chest. Inhale, extend the leg. Great, exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, extend the leg. Of course, it's not going to touch probably. That's okay. Exhale, knee toward chest, I should say. Inhale, extend the leg. Let's hold it for just a minute. Draw the navel in, draw the shoulder blades down. Woo, level the hips. And then lower the leg. Here we go. Side to side, get ready. We're going to come back to downward facing dog. So we'll tuck the toes, maybe step your hands forward. And then exhale the hips up. Downward facing dog. Push the mat away with your hands. Lift those hip creases up to the sky. Reach the heels down toward the mat, even if the knees are bent, which is fine. Still feel like you're reaching your heels down. Ooh, maybe a pedal or two. Bending one knee, and the opposite leg, that heel reaches down. And switching it out as you're ready a few times. You can shake the head no, let it go. Notice the energy flowing through you. As you're ready, we're going to lift up to the toes, so lift the heels. Exhale, bend the knees, navel draws in, and then start to walk yourself up. Maybe straight leg, maybe bent knees, all the way up to the top of your mat to a forward. You're already there, you got this. Forward fold. Let it go. And then take right hand to left elbow, left hand to right elbow. If you want to make your feet a little wider, go for it. Let your head, neck, and shoulders drop. Let's bend the right knee. Put a little weight on the right side. And then switch, bend the left knee, put a little weight on the left side. And then straighten both legs and level out the weight onto both feet equally. See if you can figure that one out. Sometimes we favor one side. I know I do. And then as you're ready, exhale, drop the hands. Inhale, start to walk your hands up your legs. Halfway lift. Shoulder blades draw onto the spine. Navel draws in, heart long. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Walking the hands up. Exhale, fold forward. And then one more time. Inhale, halfway. Let's stay here for a minute. Let's really get long, like the chest. You can reach so long, like your torso grew, lengthened. And then when you're ready, let it go. Exhale it down. Really release it. If your feet are a little wider than normal, then bring them back in. And this time we'll bring chin to chest and we'll roll on up. So chin to chest, rolling up the spine, coming to mountain pose in our own time. Shoulder blades come up, around, and down. Lift the toes, spread the toes, and then let them plant down nice and wide, spreading the soles of the feet, lengthening the soles of the feet, pushing the thighs back, engaging the glutes, lifting the heart, drawing the navel in as we inhale. Bring the arms out and up to the sky. Look up. Exhale, flip the palms. We're going to swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Plant your hands. Step your right foot back. Step your left foot back. Inhale, up. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in.
And as you exhale, come up to the toes, bend the knees, walk your way up to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale when you're ready, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Same thing, inhale, halfway lift. Walk your hands up as much as they need. It might be up to the tops of your thighs to get those shoulder blades down the spine. Exhale, lower down. This time we're going to come all the way up. So inhale through halfway, soften through the knees. Arms reach out, reach all the way up. Exhale, hands can come through heart center. This time, take a moment. Nice and tall. Feel like the back of your heart, your back is lifting tall too. Inhale the arms up. As you're ready, flip the palms, swan dive all the way down, forward fold. Hot. Plant the hands. This time, which foot did we step back? Step the opposite foot back. I think we stepped the right foot back this time, but I'm not sure. I apologize. And then the next foot, so hopefully it's the left, back to downward facing dog. Inhale fully. This time as you exhale, glide forward to plank. Woo, stay right here, or knees can come down. Oops, I lost you. If your knees are up, I can't see. We're just gonna push off the toes and reach the heart forward. And then exhale, come back, and then reach the heels back and down. So we're gonna shift forward and back. A shifting plank, forward, yes, and back. Ooh. And back is like your heels are reaching down. Your hips are gonna rise here. Inhaling forward, exhaling back. Inhaling forward, really nice. Exhaling back. You have to really draw the abs in there. Inhale forward. It's hard. Exhaling back for me anyway. And then lower the knees as you shift forward. And gently untuck the toes. Begin to lower yourself down. Woo. Forehead to mat. Take a breather. And then we'll plant the hands beneath the shoulders. Straighten and lengthen through those legs. Push down on the toe tops. Push down on the thighs. Ground your pubic bone. Gently pushing with the hands, or maybe even lifting the hands. We're going to inhale and lengthen the heart. Join the navel up and in. And lifting. Exhale down. We'll do 2 more times. So rolling the shoulder blades down the spine. Lifting. Maybe the back of the head is what you feel lifting. Exhale it down. 1 more time. Think nice and long. Think lengthening from the toes through the chest. And then exhale it down. You got it. Tuck the toes. Hug your arms close to the body. Inhale fully. And as you're ready to exhale, navel draws to spine. You can come up through the knees or just all the way up through the plank. Coming back to downward facing dog. Inhaling fully, exhaling fully. We're going to inhale, look forward. Exhale, come up to the top of your mat. 1 more time, we are, yep. Inhale halfway, just once this time. Exhale, fold forward. Step your left foot back. And then lower the left knee. Inhale, begin to walk your hand up your right thigh. Oh, is this really time? Oh my God, I really milked this. I apologize. And your right thigh, that's okay. It's all good. And then push your thigh down and forward. Once you're feeling that little extra opening here and grounding, take your left arm up, reach up. Exhale, bring the left arm down. Inhale, bring both arms up. Still feel that energy that we felt when we were pushing the thigh down. And then exhale, hands through heart center. Plant the hands. Bring the right knee down. Step both feet back, downward facing dog. Inhale up. Exhale, release. 1 more inhale. And as you exhale, look forward, come forward into your forward fold.
Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold forward. Oh my God, step your opposite foot back. I think it's your right. I'm losing it. And then, and then lower your right knee. Start to walk your hands up your left thigh. Okay, I gotta say something nice now to myself. And then push your hands down and forward as you lunge into it. You're still drawing your inner thighs together, but you're really feeling a little more opening, right, as you lift your heart. And as you're ready, lift your right arm. Look up, maybe. Exhale, put that hand back down. Ready to go, both arms up to the sky. Keeping that same engagement, inhaling both arms up. Exhale, step the hands down. Tuck your right toes. Step your left foot back to meet your right downward facing dog. Here we go. Inhale fully. Exhale fully. This time, inhale your right leg up to the sky. Exhale, look forward. Come up to the toes of your left foot, and then like a knee to nose kind of thing, you're gonna step your right foot through. So gliding through a plank per se, and stepping the right foot through. Stay right here for a minute, like this high lunge. You got your blocks perhaps to keep you pushing the floor away with the blocks. And then just breathe for a moment. Let your neck drop, your head for a moment. Draw your inner thighs together. Notice your left heel. Can you push off those the mound of the beneath the toes of the left foot? Can you maybe lift the right toes, feeling that right heel ground? Oh yeah. And then as you're ready, spin your left toes open into warrior two feet. Reach your heart forward and begin to walk yourself up to warrior two. So here you go. Let's take the lunge into the warrior two. And notice if we can bring the hips more level. So hands can come to the hips. Sometimes they're really dipped. Can you level out the hips? So your left foot spun open 90 degrees, like facing the long edge of the mat. And your right foot is facing the front of the mat. You got it. And your hips are facing the long edge of the mat. Okay, let's take the arms, reach them to the long edge of the mat, like forward in front of you. So, I'm sorry. Yes, okay. I got you, Mary, I hear you, I see what you're doing. So, you can start with your toes facing the same direction, long edge, and then spin, pivot on your right heel, right toes facing the front of your mat. Yeah, then lunging into it, hands can come to hips. Ground that left foot, really feel it pushing down. Feel the left glute turn on. And then let's bring the arms forward, like forward toward the side of your mat because your hips are facing the long edge. And then draw your shoulder blades into the socket. Draw your arms into the sockets. Yes, shoulder blades onto the back. Now reach your arms out into warrior two arms. Right arm comes forward, left arm comes behind you to behind your left leg, above it. Aha, now you can gently look over those right arms and think how the arms are now into the sockets. The shoulder blades are on the back, pushing in. And the heart, as you reach the arms a little longer through the fingertips, is spreading, right? It's a little more open. As you exhale, bring your right forearm to your right thigh. Left hand to left hip. Draw that left shoulder into the back. Reach the heart over the knee, like long, the side body. And then that left shoulder, again, draw your abdomens, pull them in, and then extend that left arm over your head. Yeah, beautiful. Nice straight arm. Inhale back up to warrior two. And then straighten the right leg. Spin the right toes forward. And let's just pivot on the left foot instead of going through it all again time-wise. And just so our form is there, we're going to pivot on the left heel, open up to the back of the mat. So keeping your warrior two arms, thinking about your arms being plugged into the socket, right? And then spreading out through the fingertips. Begin to bend the left knee, ground that right foot. Perhaps even lift the left toes to feel that energy and let them come back down.
Looking over the left fingertips. Softening the shoulders down away from the ears. Feeling both feet pushed down, energy coming up, right glutes turned on. It's like that left inner thigh is reaching long toward the knee and past it, and then the outer thigh is reaching from the knee back toward the hip. Yeah, and then as you're ready, bend the left elbow, start to reach the left side body long. Let's bring the right hand to the right hip, draw the navel in, and then draw your shoulder, the right shoulder, toward your chest, right? Like push it in, and then lift that arm up. So your side angle, so that left arm is on your left forearm's on your left thigh. Yeah, you got it. So here we'll go through the energy again. So it's like your left forearm's pushing your left thigh, and your left thigh is trying to fall forward in, but no, you're keeping it open and strong. The heel's pushing down, and then the right bottom of the foot's pushing down. And then that left shoulder, it's like it's pushing, drawing, the shoulder blade's drawing in, right? It's supporting that arm. And as you're ready, slowly unwinding, coming all the way up to your warrior two. Again, let's draw the arms into the shoulder sockets and then reach through the fingertips. Hands to hips. Straighten the left leg. Turn, spin the left toes forward. And then draw, like pushing your tailbone forward, lifting your heart. And as you're ready to exhale, we're just going to fold through halfway all the way down in the knees. Maybe they soften a lot, maybe they soften a little. Forward fold. As you inhale, come halfway up. Let's take that left hand, walk it right into the center. You can maybe put it on a block. Draw the right hand to the right hip, and then draw the shoulder blade down the spine. As you're ready, maybe from here, drawing that shoulder blade in and down, you might lift the right arm, or it might stay here as you start to open the heart toward the right side. Exhale, come back around to center, fold it forward. Inhale halfway, plant the right hand, lengthen the heart, ground your feet. And as you're ready, the left hand comes to the left hip, draw that shoulder blade down the spine. And then again, we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, start to push down on the right hand, open the heart. So nice long heart opening. Maybe you lift the left arm, maybe you don't. So the hips reach back, the heart reaches forward. As you're ready to exhale, unwind again, fold forward, release it. Hands come to hips, knees bend. We're going to come all the way up to standing. Heel toe your feet back in. I think I owe you a class, Mary. It went so fast, it was so gentle. Unless that's what you're looking for today, I don't know. Inhale the arms up nice and tall. Exhale, flip the palms, bring your arms behind your back. I'm just going to turn. And then pushing like the hands and kind of lengthening down through the tailbone. Lift the heart, draw your shoulder blades toward one another, your elbows. Inhale nice and tall with the heart coming out of it, little back bend. And let's go one more time. Inhale, reach the heart up, push the hands into the back, lower the, drop the tailbone. Shoulder blades toward one another, just a nice little standing back bend. Heart opener, navel draws in. As you're ready, inhaling nice and tall. Ooh. Let's bring the arms up. And I know that you're facing the long edge, so we'll fly the hands down to the sides. Ooh, shake it out. And we'll come to the top of the mat. One more time, inhaling tall. This time, exhale, fold forward, all the way down, releasing. Plant your hands, bend your knees, then we'll step one knee down to kneel, and then the other. Sit your hips back.
And then roll onto one hip. Let's bring the legs forward. Come into seated. And then maybe for today, we'll take a different type of Shavasana for a minute or two. Let's just lower down with our backs. And then bring the knees in. Give yourself a hug. And then when you're ready, we're just going to set the feet down, knees bent, and then roll on to the side. And then let's take that bottom arm and stretch it up above the head so that your cheek, if you're on your left cheek, if you're on your right cheek can rest. So it's sort of like a fetal position. And if you have your block, your right arm might rest on it. If not, it can rest on the side of your body, the top side. The eyes can close. You can come back to that breath. Maybe that beautiful image of what we say, how we express ourselves as we just like drift into that beautiful imagery. Another moment of letting yourself just release and breathe in the newness. And then when you are ready, maybe a little smile as you begin to bring your top hand, the palm down to help you push up again, using the other hand too, eventually coming to a seated or kneeling position. And then as you're ready, grounding down wherever you are touching. So feet, bottom. And then let's inhale, let's bring the arms out. And then up to the sky, even though our tailbone's reaching long, our arms, our hearts are reaching up. And then maybe a smile as we release with the exhale, palms together, finger pads together, right down past our foreheads and down to the heart. My light and my love, bow and honor the light and the love that's within you. And I'm grateful for the miracle of you. Namaste.